It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. There's a reason rappers can turn any story into a hit track. Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm with over 1,000 attorneys and more than 100 offices nationwide. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, your case could be worth millions. But the truth is, a lot of people either don't file at all or get taken advantage of by insurance companies. When you hire Morgan & Morgan, it's like hiring a legal army that has your back. If you're injured because of someone else's negligence, you deserve to be paid. No shortcuts, no lowball offers. In fact, they've secured some major verdicts in the past. For example, in Florida, they got a victim who was in a life-altering car crash, $12 million. 34 times the highest insurance offer. They got another victim in Philadelphia, $26 million. 40 times the highest insurance offer. Not all law firms are created equal. Morgan & Morgan is the biggest for a reason. They will fight for the biggest award possible and have won a lot. So if you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless you win. That's right, no upfront costs. They only get paid if you get paid. You can start your claim now by clicking the link in the description or by scanning the QR code on screen from your phone's camera. Again, if you find yourself injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Don't say I never told you nothing, man. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. Hey, man, I'm going to be all the way transparent with y'all. We're coming up on the end of the year. The news is slow, molasses, snail pace. So we got to go with what we got to go with. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. I've given y'all my obligation to come give y'all the news of what's going on a daily basis. Some days I got to take a break here and there, but as long as I'm active, we coming and we talking. All right. So today we're getting into this whole Akademiks versus Maino / Akademiks versus Mona, aka whoa, the DJ that don't spin. You see how slow it is? I can't even keep up with my motherfucking trains of thought. The DJ that don't spin versus Maino, and the DJ that don't spin versus Mona, aka Don't Call Me White Girl, from the Joe Budden podcast. Okay. So let's just kind of get a little refresher of what's going on here. All right. So as it pertains to Maino, I believe that the DJ that don't spin came and he made a comment about Fabulous. You know what I'm saying? With the Let's Rap About It podcast. That's Fabulous, Jim Jones, Dave East, Maino, if I'm not mistaken. And that's their whole thing. That's their little crew. So I think he said something about Fab's headband or something like that. And Maino was like, basically saying, yo, you can't get nobody no fashion tips. You dress like a bum. You know what I mean? And I thought that was fair game, fair response. But I'm not going to lie. I am disappointed that people in position, subjects of conversation, are willing to engage with this guy. So many people want this dude to go away, but really, it's the people of note that give him a lot of material because they interact with him. They engage with him when he pokes. I think a lot of people got to stop responding when he pokes. You know what I'm saying? I'll say pause if needed. But yeah. So from there, the DJ that don't spin decided he wanted to get in like a roasting session or what have you with Maino. He started boosting himself up, poking his chest out, calling himself the Jay-Z of content and all this type of stuff. The same man who was out here just poking at Jay-Z and Rock Nation is now likening himself to a Jay-Z. What the fuck? Now, as it pertains to Mona from the Joe Budden podcast, they recently brought him up in conversation because she was pretty much criticizing his come up into the media space, why he gets seen as a reputable source or anything like that. She's basically, you know, saying what everybody has felt for the last decade of his presence. Everybody pretty much says, why the fuck is he here? Why is he valid? And why do people put so much weight on his words, right? Nothing new. But everybody knew when it came out that it was going to be some form of verbal warfare, because he ain't gonna like hearing his name in a disparaging way. You know what I'm saying? He should be used to it by now, but that was pretty much the consensus. This is about to be a verbal back and forth. Now, what I will say, out of most of the people that typically get into it with the DJ that don't spin, most people will go once and then they'll go about their life because they really don't want to get in the mud with them. I think you might have found the right two. All right. Number one, Mona, aka Don't Call Me White Girl. She don't take shit from nobody. That's why she's here. That's why she filled the seat at the Joe Budden podcast after Melissa Ford left. It is what it is. She from Philly. She gonna get at your ass. You gonna say something, she gonna get at your ass. She been on your ass years prior, as a matter of fact. And as for Maino, it should go without saying, Maino, one of the reasons why he's even famous is not so much for his music, but for the fact that he was putting out mixtapes and putting out fist tapes on niggas too. You know what I mean? Just smacking the shit out of niggas. Word was he smacked the shit out of Young Bird. Word was he smacked the shit out of Soulja Boy. Word was he smacked the shit out of Lil C's. Word was, you know what I'm saying? It was just niggas getting the shit smacked out of them almost daily. You know what I'm saying? He was just deveining motherfuckers like shrimp. Just shit just coming out. Yeah, I mean. So, I think you found the right people. It's been a while since we've heard of Maino putting his hands on anybody. I don't know if he wants to go down that road again, because he's put out a more sophisticated version of himself, still connected to the streets, but street smart at this point in his life and career. He doesn't want to jeopardize anything he has going on. Doesn't want to go to jail. Doesn't want to do nothing like that. But I will say, if Maino catches the right person at the right time, at the right venue, he might give your ass a right hook still. I don't know. I could be wrong. But that's just how I see it. Now let's get into the actual spats, shall we? So here we go. Let's get to it.
Yo, we back with another episode, man. Let's rap about it. How y'all feeling today, man?
Feeling great. Yo, Akademiks, check this out. Akademiks.
What's up?
Akademiks, I know you're not talking. 100%. I know you're not talking. You got the audacity to be speaking.
This is literally the intro of their podcast a few days ago.
On niggas and what niggas is wearing? You talking about what niggas is wearing? You talking about the proximity between what niggas is wearing and their age? Let me explain something to you. You're a journalist and this is your opinion, so let me give you my opinion on you. I feel like you built like a dyke. I feel like you built like no, listen, 100%. Listen, I feel, let me just say how I feel. I feel like you built like a wet bag of laundry. I feel like you're built, no, listen, I feel like you're built like a jar of relish. You understand? You see, here's the thing, like this ain't no gangster talk. We ain't gonna do no gangster shit. But listen, what I'm saying, since you want to speak about, young niggas, old niggas, and when you do that, you indirectly causing division between young and old niggas. Ain't no difference between young and old niggas. It's only time. It's either you a lame or you not. It's either you with it or you not. It's either you understand or you don't. Period. Point blank.
Not mad at that.
You understand? And when you speak about fashion and when you speak about what niggas is wearing today, let me just give you some game though. Timbs, Air Force Ones, Pelés, Avirexes, and all the things that you see people wear today. Those things was made hot in this generation here.
That's true.
Those are the things that was made hot in the 80s and the 90s, and we made popular. So like, leave niggas out of that. Like you.
I ain't gonna lie, it's a very quality jacket Maino got on right there too. I would love to know. It's probably out of my tax bracket, But I might want to get one of them. That's kind of nice. I ain't gonna lie. So when we talk, we're having fashion talk. That jacket is speaking to me right now. I ain't gonna lie.
You giving it your opinion, and my opinion of you is I think you built like a fucking a woman with 4 kids. Like,
Jesus.
what are we really talking
some
about?
snatched women with 4
No.
kids.
Let me talk though, because this is the problem. Niggas been talking every day. We wake up, niggas is saying shit about us,
special.
and we ain't.
Yeah.
We take the high road every time, but we got to put things in perspective, right? You got a nigga that probably spent most of his early life afraid to really be and couldn't be in the in crowd, was insecure, couldn't take his pants off in front of women. You understand what I'm saying? So now, 100%. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, ashamed, right? Because listen, you know, part of being a senior citizen is that you still outside. And I know the hoes. Everybody know Maino know the hoes. So I know the hoes that these niggas be DMing and all, and I know what they say about these boys. They call that boy you know what they call that boy? They call that boy chicken. Chicken for chicken nugget. Stop playing with me, nigga. Come on, micro nigga. I'm a big dick dictator. Stop playing with me. Everything I say, nigga, when I say go, nigga. Stop playing, nigga.
Holiday edition.
Stop playing. Yeah. You understand?
And with that being said,
yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, man. Happy Thanksgiving, man.
So instead of Turkey Day, he called your ass a jive turkey. All right. So that's where we get some of the origins on this thing here. You know what I'm saying? And I still like that jacket. I ain't gonna lie. So it's a different type of fabric over there. So after Maino came out and said what he needed to say, and I appreciate what he said because he didn't go left, he didn't go right. You know what I mean? Going back to what I said a few minutes ago, he just like, all right, you want to talk about how niggas look? Let me just tell you what I think you look like. Very fair, very I wouldn't say standard, but kind of traditional. So from there, the DJ that don't spin decided to rev up his stream, or not even rev up his stream. I think he revved up his camera, his cell phone, and had a few things to say. Oh, he was on his stream. All right, here we go.
Hold on. Yo, by the way, Maino, you know we're potted, right? I got to put some ground rules down into this, because you know these niggas, when you beat them with the words, now they try to beat you up. I got to put some ground rules. Yo, when you beat them with the words, they try to hold on now. I was speaking of Fab.
Now, what do you know? This is somebody who has put out the invitation for numerous people to pull up on him. My address is public. You got a problem with anything I say, come see me, this, that, and the third. He's put that invitation out there to numerous people in the industry. But when he comes and returns fire with Maino, he says, let's put some ground rules down here. We just pardon. Very interesting.
Fab over there with a pinky up. He's sipping. While, like his boo,
Oh, wow.
Maino is over here going crazy for him. Like, yo, what? Yo, he could talk too. But okay, I bet. He gonna hold it down for his boo. I get it.
Wow.
Yo.
I feel.
Look, you know what I mean? He blushing. Now Maino, he popping, and here we go.
Let me just say how I feel. I feel like you built like a wet bag of laundry.
That's good. I like that one.
I feel like.
I've heard that
I'm
before,
trying to
though.
watch that again.
Jim, don't laugh too much. You still, that beard is too gray. I got you too. Don't worry. Hey, by the way, I want to let y'all know, if any of y'all niggas get mad, we're potting. Okay?
I feel.
How long you gonna want to dye your shit? Because one day your shit gonna start getting grayed out too. All right? So I don't know what it is. And this nigga's not young, but I don't know what it is with niggas that think they young. They be trying to shame older niggas, and I get it. You know, you thinking you in the prime of your life and it's just gonna stay here. The prime of your life ain't on, hey, appearance-wise, I ain't gonna say nothing, you know what I mean? The people talk about it all the time. But what have you, your shit gonna gray up too, more than likely. Some nigga shit go straight white. It don't even get gray. You know what I mean? You just all you can do is pray. Unless you just gonna keep motherfucking Just for Men in business and Fat Joe's Beijing.
No, listen, I feel like you're built like a jar of relish.
Ooh, that was a good one. I had to Google that one. That was good though.
You understand? You see, here's the thing. Like, this ain't no gangster talk. We ain't gonna do no gangster shit. But listen, what I'm saying.
Okay, yo. Now, I do want to point out to y'all, the whole time Jim Jones is... We ain't see y'all talk about a Max B topic yet, but okay. I want to see you do that to that, but okay, I got you. Then, Fabulous is the nigga I was talking to, and he's sitting in the corner sipping tea, pinkies up, and we got Maino showing up like he's in the principal office. He's in the principal office when your mama show up trying to say why the teacher bullying my kid. And he over there acting like he ain't a bad one. Yo, Fab, nigga, I heard all your raps. You could talk. But okay, I'll let your boo talk for you.
Saying since you want to
And let me be clear, just because I'm in the know, I've been around, I've seen a lot of shit, you ain't got to worry about Fab. I hope you on the lookout for Paul Kane while you're moving around. Street fitted damn Fab brother. Don't play that shit. I'm just saying. You starting to call people boos and you playing with niggas' sexuality, it can get a little different out here. Look up Paul Kane. Used to be a good rapper too. You know what I mean? Mixtape rap. Some niggas blood and some niggas crip. Some niggas rob and some niggas that flip. You know what I'm saying? But outside of rapping, he'll put the fisticuffs on a nigga too. You might want to watch out when you're out and about. I know you're going to see Fab. You see him, you know what I mean? You see him before you actually see him because he be icy. But look out for Paul Kane. Since you like to go to the little strip clubs and all that different type of stuff when you out and about, just heads up if nobody else gives it to you.
Speak about, young niggas, old niggas, and when you...
Right there, chat. That senior citizen comment. Yo, chat, let me tell you this. I keep telling y'all, the reason why I'm undefeated online, because I'm going to figure out what really triggers y'all niggas. When I said these niggas, yo, let me pull up all their ages. This is what hurts them. look, right here. Maino H. Maino is 52 years old, y'all, chat. That shit is hurting. Okay, I got you, bro.
You sure?
Jim Jones H.
I don't know. Maino look pretty healthy. I ain't going to lie. So I don't think he's tripping off that. But let's get to Maino part 2, because he pulled up this time in the driver's seat, literally.
DJ Akademiks, you talking again? You let your pride and Hennessy get you to the point to gas you up to say things that don't even make no sense on the internet? You? Again? You on the internet talking about your lane. But let me ask you something about your lane. Was it your lane when that lady said that you forced herself on her? Huh? Is that your lane? Huh? Sexual assault. Is that your lane? All word, because that's what you accused for, right? Ain't that the shit that you paid out for? Well, I'm gonna give you one even better than that. Was it your lane when you was on the internet having that conversation with that 15-year-old boy and you talking about going up in him and putting things in him and giving him sex talk and talking about having sex with him? Is that your lane? That's not the lane that I'm in. That's not the lane that I'm a part of. You ain't nothing but a sexually deviant elf, boy. What's wrong with you? You an alcoholic that's a pervert that's built like Papa Smurf. Come on. You could have left this alone. You said something first, I said something back. We could have left it at that. But you talking again, knowing that we got recordings of you having sex talk with a 15-year-old. He told you he was 15 years old and he wasn't gay. But you still try to push your agenda on him. Leave this alone, man. You got too many things going on. You understand what I'm saying? The only thing on the internet that belongs to you is your titties and that bottle of Hennessy. You sitting there on that chair with your thighs rubbing, you're sweating. The girls say you stink. Come on, man. Stop playing. Come on. Look. You ain't winning nothing.
All right. So that's Maino part 2 with the situation with the DJ that don't spin. He pulled the belt out, said he putting belt to ass. You're not winning nothing. So far, it's still verbal. Hopefully, I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck to say no more. Because I'd be like, hopefully, it doesn't have to get violent. But this is a person who invites people to violence. And he knows that people won't do it to risk and jeopardize themselves. So he uses that as a weapon to be like, well, come do something to me. Knowing if they do, 911, someone please call 911 type shit going on. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, this shit is above my pay grade. It's out of my hands. It's above me now. Now here we have Miss Mona. Okay? We don't get a lot of input from the other cast members, so you ain't got to worry about that. This is just really Mona kind of ISOing. You get a little chatter here and there, but we ain't really here for that.
It was long too, but I think my favorite part by far was when he compared their dicks. Maino basically said in so many words that he knows the whores, he knows the hoes, he's in the streets, and the hoes call Act chicken nugget. I would like to also say I've heard the same. He said that he is a big dick dominator. He said something like that.
Dictator.
And, he's a big dick dictator. And don't talk to him like that. You can't even stand with him or
How
sit
does that
with
come
him.
back to you? Somebody's like news about their shit being chicken nugget.
With me, because I told this to Joey, I'm the type of person, if my friends say they fuck somebody, the first thing I say is like, how was the pussy? How was it? You know what I mean? So, right there. And not to mention, if you fuck somebody like Akademiks, as big as his mouth is, you're going to say something about that dick being little because it's funny. You know what I mean? Especially his build. He already built like a baby mom. So it's like built like baby mom with this little ass dick. It's funny as shit. Yes, I'm not a big fan of him. I hope that's not nobody's cousin. I said that with love.
I mean, him and I had one of the biggest shows ever. That's all.
I said y'all a little show.
I love the fact that these niggas will laugh at the wackest shit, but they ain't find none of this here funny coming from Mona. I just gotta be honest. That's the elephant in the room. Niggas was dead ass silent. Niggas canceled their sprint plans.
Ain't gonna talk about
You made it. You made the show.
We all had a hand in it.
Oh, you don't fuck with that?
Oh, listen, I just don't.
Did you not gather that from the last
Listen,
2 minutes?
do y'all really want to know? Do y'all really want to know for real? When I found out the history of him, like how he started, I was just like, what the fuck? People let that fly? Like the reporting on Chicago and stuff like that? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of people that are like not in the streets at all, doing all street content. I just don't get that. Like, you know what I mean? I just feel like you have to be at least adjacent to it to be able to report on it. You know what I mean? In my personal opinion. I don't want to hear shit from a square that wouldn't even walk through these blocks they discuss every day. I don't. That's my personal opinion.
I don't know if I agree. I think good coverage is good coverage.
How can you cover it good if you don't understand it, never seen it, never been there, never been close to it? How can you cover it well? How?
Would that be the same thing as if you compare like I won't say Stephen A, but someone who's never actually played the sport or someone who's not actually involved in that way, but still able to speak about it in a way that sounds like they know what they're talking about?
No.
You wouldn't
not
be
at
the
all.
same?
No. People lose their lives in the street. It's a
Not just
different
that,
thing.
it's a politics that come in the street that if you discussing it from a wide array, you might not understand.
There's a politics that come with everything that you.
Come on.
Not like the
You
streets.
compare it to sports.
I'm saying, well, she's saying because he's never come from the streets, he's never done any of the things that happen in the streets, he shouldn't be able to report on it. I'm not saying she's right or wrong. I'm just saying, I think if you're a good reporter and you have enough knowledge on how to find out information on something, you can report on it in an honest way, even though you have not experienced it yourself.
I didn't say he shouldn't. I'm just giving you the difference between the streets and sports. I didn't say he can't report on it.
Yeah, the politics of sports is much more widely discussed than the politics of
street stuff.
illegal
Yeah.
enterprises.
Right. Because a lot of times what I see
More
is
accurately and openly.
Okay.
Well, a lot of times what I see is people report on the streets, and then it's always this little twang of like disgust almost. Like, you know, they're stupid, or it was like you don't understand it enough to even have that opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. This is my personal opinion, especially when people he built his whole shit off that. I never knew that. That's how he started with the reporting on all the drill stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so many people lost their lives in Chicago. It's ground zero for that. That's where, in my opinion, Chicago influenced the country, the world. I listened to drill from Germany. You know what I mean? And it's like real drill music has real crime in it. It's assault and murder in it. So, you know.
I feel you. I don't know enough about it to comment.
No, see,
you don't?
No.
And the reason why I don't...
I'm talking about acts, or like I'm talking about in terms of the Akademiks part of it. I just don't know. I don't know his backstory. So
These niggas so funny, man. Everybody doing tricks on it for him. That's crazy. Because, I don't know how many people actually paid attention, but the DJ That Don't Spin tried to initiate an issue with Mark Lamont Hill. Mark Lamont Hill played it cool, kind of backtracked on, a stance he previously had on Akademiks, the DJ That Don't Spin. And so now we see him like trying to stay out of it. I don't know enough about the situation. I can't really offer a thought. Except that's what y'all do 2 days a week for hours upon hours, Money Long. That's what y'all do, is put subjects in front of y'all that y'all niggas don't do no research on, don't care about, and y'all wax poetic about it and debate. But now when it comes to this niggas want to tiptoe on the marble floors. Niggas is crazy, man. I don't really want to sit through this. You get the gist of it. Niggas is playing defense while one of their castmates is just like, yo, I don't like this nigga. And I feel like her assessment is fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with me, right? Like, I come from an actual rough neighborhood, like a rough area, but I don't claim to be no nigga that was with the shits. I was cool with all the niggas that was with the shits. I was a smart nigga and I could rap. So I been had that reputation for, Nolan, that nigga rap. That nigga cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Move around, no problems. But on the same token, even when I try to avoid overly street shit on my channel, when it gets into like some real street dirt, niggas blasting niggas up and selling copious amounts of dope, I'll talk about it, but I don't try to put like a whole lot of my own spin. I try not to put too much of my own opinion. I'll say when a nigga did some stupid shit, I don't mind calling out stupid shit. I tell a street nigga, non-street nigga, that was dumb. Why you do that? But to just have an overall condescending tone about all of the mechanics of it, nah. Because that shit could backfire at any moment, and niggas, you'll be out here bankhead bouncing it, and then a nigga come bank your head off the motherfucking wall. Then what? You know what I'm saying? And you ain't gonna be either gonna defend yourself or get fucked up. Either way, it ain't gonna be a good look unless you prepared. And a lot of niggas that be on these mics don't be prepared when they out in the real world. You know what I'm saying? Don't have no reinforcements, no backup, no self-defense, no nothing. So you might as well tread lightly when it comes to shit that you yourself are not well versed into. But of course with him, he like, shit, I be in this motherfucker here. When I'm out, I got security. It's all gravy. Okay. Just look out for them SF chains. Now, let's get into the last piece, and this is where the DJ That Don't Spin actually responds to Mona, all right?
And you're trying to say, well, there's lame people and not lame people. Well, the lame dudes created this for the most part. And again, we're not talking just podcasts. We're talking about, when we talk about how digitally media happens now, I think I played a great part in it, because you know what? You get the Dusty Dyke bitch over Joe Budden podcast. I don't even know who she is. She can't stop talking about me. They keep talking about the war in Chirac, which, by the way, completely incorrect. The war in Chirac ain't won't pop me off, but you know, the uneducated scammers like that will say that. Scammer. And by the way, Shorty, please don't hop in a beef. If you ever want to squabble, let me. Oh, and people been saying you've been talking shit, but here's the thing: you're not relevant enough. You're.
What's up with that? When it came to Maino, the nigga said, "Hey, let's just be clear. We pardon. When you get these guys with the words, they want to try to beat you up. But as soon as you get into talking about Mona, you say, if you want to squabble. What you mean by that? What you mean by if you want to squabble? You ain't used the word squabble not a one time with Maino, but you want to use the word squabble with a woman. What type of nigga is you?"
And you're trying to say,
my bad.
I don't even know who she is. She can't stop talking about me. They keep talking about the war in Chirac, which, by the way, completely incorrect. The war in Chirac ain't won't pop me off, but the uneducated scammers like that will say that. And by the way, Shorty, please don't hop in a beef. If you ever want to squabble, let me. Oh, and people been saying you've been talking shit, but here's the thing: you're not relevant enough. You're filling out the Melissa Ford slot, Shorty. I know. And by the way, I went over to their Reddit to see the vibe. They want me to check you since Ice and Ish won't check you. You taking over the show, talking over people. Bitch, we don't want to hear the dyke bitch that's a white chick come from Philly, nothing attractive, just saying a bunch of dumb shit, limited knowledge and limited vocabulary. We don't want her taking over the podcast.
I don't recall Mona being gay, and she ain't white. The whole thing is don't call me white girl because she's black, but just very light. But again, you see the difference in tone. You see the difference. Cop a plea with Maino. Hey, let's set some ground rules here, but ain't no rules when it comes to a woman. And I know there's people out there that actually fuck with this dude that's gonna be like, he doesn't just go at women. No, he don't just go at women, but he goes the hardest at women.
That's okay. Joe's too scared to kind of say something because you giving that masculine energy. So they're hoping, you come in and simmer her down that the cast could be a little bit more calibrated. I've done a lot of favors. I'll do this one later. She's just not that relevant. I got to give it up no matter what, because you know what? I'm all about let's keep the same energy. Everybody said, yo, Maino's tough. Yo, you talk shit to X, Y, and Z. You ain't going to say nothing to Maino because Maino's tough. All right, bet. So I got to keep the same energy. Bet. Let me do the Maino shit. Cool. Then you get the dyke-looking bitch on Joe Budden podcast.
Jesus.
Like, is she piling on? Like, we don't know you, shorty. Like, you on Joe Budden podcast, keep doing what you're doing. I ain't even mad at you or whatever you're doing, but it's like, nigga, you've been trying to get on my radar. I don't know you. You just like this ugly dyke old bitch, bro. Like, come on. That sound like you've been smoking cigarettes for 25 years. I don't want to get on your ass because, number one, I know how that's going to go. It's going to be in your favor on social media. Bitches is going to want to support you because they're going to think, because that's what they do. They support these loser ass thinking that's how they take me down. But then you got the bitch on Joe Budden podcast. Bruv, I don't know if Joe not paying you enough. Joe getting $20 million. You don't need to do that cloud chasing because I don't think nobody even watch your shit. I think you got your own podcast. Joe, my mans. Me and Joe, we had an iconic show. Bro, don't bring your little issue with me over there. Like, keep it on your podcast and nobody watch it. Like, Joe not going to give you a raise. He's getting $20 million. Y'all keep getting y'all $300 or whatever the fuck y'all getting. It's okay. So that's my thing. But it's like Voltron. They're all trying to form because here's the thing. When you're popular, I keep telling you it's like a Drake effect. I'm not necessarily calling myself Drake at this shit, but that does work.
All right. So that's his response. And you see what he kept calling her. I'm not going to repeat it, but you see what he kept calling her. That's his response. Just taking disrespect. He claimed nobody watches her, but clearly she was enough in demand that Joe brought her up to the show when he needed a replacement. I'm quite sure if Mona was available before Mel even got there, he probably would have taken that opportunity to have her in the first place. But, I think Melissa, for the most part, it was shock value. She gave you a little bit of eye candy and, she could speak intelligently, but at a certain point, she didn't feel like it was pertinent for her to speak anyway, because every point that she brought to the room was going to get kind of pounced on by the male energy. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was not willing to take the female perspective. Even though that's what they hired her for, they all basically jumped on her back. She got the fuck out of there. And word on the street is that she's recording in the iHeart studios for her podcast now. So looks like she's now working with Charlemagne, who, of course, we've known Charlemagne and Joe haven't been really in the best space for a few years now. So interesting. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens in terms of Maino and Mona, what angle they want to pursue this with if they continue. We still got a few more days, a couple weeks left in December. It ain't too much else going on that's like high significance. So they might actually take some time and go back and forth with this clown. You never know what could happen. with Maino, one day he may be cool with the situation, and another day he may wake up and be like, you know what? I can't believe I'm letting this fucking lame talk to me in a condescending tone, period. I may just find out what he got going on, and that could be a whole nother thing. So who knows? I'm sure a lot of people would love to see Maino come put hands, feet, and elbow drops on a nigga, but who knows, all right? And when it comes to Maino, I think, he's a survivor in this industry. He's not the best rapper, but he's still here. He's made lanes for himself, made relationships for himself, and is still here, still making money, still performing in shows. Got into the content space a few years ago, worked it out, went through some bumps in the road, but landed on his feet. So I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? That's what growing is. That's what evolving is. And that's what ultimately this industry is turning into anyway. But let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. Once again, people, if you don't want to get in the mud with the pigs, you got to stay away from the parlor, okay? You know who told you that the first time. I'll see y'all in a minute, though. Peace. Family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'll never politic and the drama be piling on. Father and greats unacknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy calls, consulting for the stacks I built.